Welcome back, everybody. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Coral Springs, Florida.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, we've got this really cool article here, and it's just jam-packed with information about schools, parks, even like uh, local ice cream.
That sounds good.
I know.
Yeah.
So we're going to be looking into all that and really try to figure out, what makes Coral Springs tick.
Especially for families.
Yeah, especially for families.
That
So
should be fun.
I think so. And speaking of like finding the perfect place to settle down, we also have some insights from Antonio Ortega LLC.
Oh, yeah. A local real estate expert.
Exactly. But we'll get to that later.
Okay.
First, let's talk about what really matters to families when they're thinking about moving.
Schools.
Schools, yeah. And this article actually highlights a few. J.P. Taravella High School
Okay.
and Coral Springs Charter School. They both have really impressive ratings on grade schools.
Oh, wow.
8 and 9 out of 10, respectively.
This is pretty good.
Yeah. And for the little ones, Heron Heights Elementary actually scored a perfect 10.
Wow. A perfect 10. That's amazing. So those ratings are definitely eye-catching. But I always encourage families to dig a little bit deeper
Yeah.
because ratings are great for an overview, but it's those unique programs and teaching philosophies that really set schools apart.
Yeah, like what kind of stuff are you talking about?
Well, for example, the article mentions that Taravella High School has an award-winning drama program.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Coral Springs Charter School really focuses on STEM education.
Nice.
So those details can really help you picture your child thriving in that environment.
That's a really good point. Like it's about finding the right fit, not just chasing the highest numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of fit, Coral Springs seems like a haven for young athletes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. The article mentions all sorts of sports leagues and facilities, soccer, swimming, tennis. You name it, they probably have it.
Wow, that's really cool. And it's not just organized sports.
Right.
The city has also really invested in parks and recreational spaces, so it fosters a culture of active living.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
read about the Coral Springs Sportsplex.
Uh-huh.
The batting cages, a skate park, everything.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I love that. Like it's a place where kids can explore different activities and find what they're passionate about.
Definitely.
Not just about winning championships.
Exactly.
It's about moving, having fun, and building those like essential teamwork skills.
Right.
So we've talked about schools, we've talked about sports. Now let's move beyond the classroom and the playing field. Coral Springs also offers a ton of other family-friendly activities.
Oh, like what?
Well, the one that stood out to me was the Sawgrass Nature Center and Wildlife Hospital.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine, like exploring nature trails, getting up close with all that native Florida wildlife?
And seeing how they rehabilitate injured animal.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That's the kind of experience that sparks like a lifelong love of nature.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm already picturing myself there with my camera, trying to get the perfect shot.
Nice.
And it's not just passive observation either.
Right.
They offer educational programs and interactive exhibits.
So it's really engaging.
Super engaging
Yeah.
for all ages,
Exactly.
making learning fun. And speaking of memorable experiences, Coral Springs has this really surprising variety of attractions for a city of its size. Like, did you know they have an art museum?
Really?
Yeah. The Coral Springs Museum of Art
Hmm.
showcases contemporary and traditional works, and they even have family-friendly events and workshops.
Oh, cool. So it's a great way to introduce kids to art.
Exactly.
I like that. Oh, and hey, speaking of, getting out and about in the city, we can't forget about the walk at downtown Coral Springs.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Like it's a great outdoor shopping and dining destination.
Perfect for families. They can walk around.
Absolutely. Yeah, date night.
Date night even. Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of date night, all this exploring is making me hungry. What does Coral Springs have to offer when it comes to food?
We'll get ready for like a culinary adventure.
Okay.
This article mentions they have a bunch of different cuisines like Mediterranean at La Vie Lebanese restaurant
That sounds good.
to classic Italian at the Olive Garden.
Okay.
And then for like authentic Cuban and Latin American food, they have Mama's Latin Cafe.
Oh, man. I'm already craving a Cuban sandwich.
Right.
Okay. And then, of course, to satisfy our sweet tooth,
Always got to have dessert.
Zucker's ice cream and frozen yogurt.
Yes.
I hear they have really interesting flavors.
Oh, they do. I did a little research, and apparently they're known for their crazy flavor combinations.
Oh, wow. Like what?
Think like mango habanero swirl
Ooh.
or avocado lime sorbet.
Oh, wow. That's adventurous.
Not your average ice cream shop.
No, not at all. Okay, I'm sold. We got amazing schools,
Yeah.
a thriving youth sports scene, a connection to nature at Sawgrass Nature Center,
Uh-huh.
vibrant arts and culture.
It sounds like Coral Springs has it all.
It really does. It sounds like they've created this community that really caters to families in like a thoughtful way.
Yeah. And speaking of thoughtful, we can't forget about Antonio Ortega LLC.
Oh, that's right, the real estate expert we mentioned before.
Exactly.
What makes them stand out in such a competitive market?
Well, from what I've gathered, they take like a really personalized approach.
Oh,
They really go above and beyond, just showing you houses.
mm-hmm.
They want to really get to know your family and their needs
Yeah,
to help you find the perfect fit.
that's so important, especially when you're like relocating to a brand new city.
Absolutely.
It's not just about the house, it's about the neighborhood, the schools, the community.
Exactly. It's about that whole package. And it seems like Antonio Ortega LLC really gets that.
Yeah.
They have this deep understanding of the Coral Springs market, and they're super passionate about helping families find their dream homes.
Mm-hmm. And they're even offering a pretty incredible deal.
Yeah, tell me about that.
They're contributing 10% of their fee towards closing costs
Wow,
for both buyers and sellers.
that's a lot.
That's a significant saving, especially in today's market.
Definitely.
It shows their commitment to making buying or selling as smooth and, as financially beneficial as possible.
I think it's definitely worth checking out their website,
Yeah,
AntonioOrtega'LLC.com, to learn more.
for sure. So we've covered so much today, the schools, the downtown.
Mm-hmm.
What stands out to you as the most compelling thing about Coral Springs?
For me, it's that sense of community we keep coming back to. It's
Yeah.
so clear that Coral Springs is a place where families are valued, supported, encouraged to really thrive.
I agree. It's not just about amenities.
Yeah,
It's about that feeling of belonging,
absolutely.
knowing that your kids will have a safe and nurturing place to grow up.
Exactly. And if you're looking for that kind of environment, Coral Springs is definitely worth checking out.
Well said. And remember, if you are ready to start exploring Coral Springs,
Mhm.
Antonio Ortega LLC can guide you every step of the way. You can find out more on their website.
AntonioOrtegaLLC.com.
Exactly. Awesome. We'll talk to you next time. As we've been talking about all this stuff,
Yeah.
it's got me thinking about how we define family friendly in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Like we always focus on the schools and the parks,
Uh-huh.
but it's got to be more than that, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like it's about that sense of community,
Right.
feeling safe, feeling welcome,
Yeah,
having people you can rely on.
exactly. And from what we've heard about Coral Springs, it sounds like they've got all that.
It does, yeah, like that strong school system
Mm-hmm.
that really creates a bond between the parents
Yeah.
and then all those youth sports programs encouraging teamwork and, just kids getting together.
Yeah, and all the different things to do, the culture, the recreation.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like they've really created a place where families can thrive.
Not just exist.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so appealing.
Yeah.
It's not just checking off boxes.
Yeah.
It's finding a place where you can really connect and grow as a family.
And make memories.
And make memories, exactly. And that feeling of connection,
Yeah.
that's priceless.
It really is. It's what makes a house a home.
Absolutely, a city, a community.
Exactly.
So anyone out there looking for that perfect family-friendly spot,
Mm-hmm.
Coral Springs might be it.
It might be the hidden gem you've been looking for.
And if you're ready to start exploring, you know who to call.
Antonio Ortega, LLC.
That's right. They're not just real estate experts.
Nope.
They're community ambassadors.
They'll help you find that perfect place to call home,
And you can find all the details on their website.
including that offer on closing cost contributions.
It's AntonioOrtegaLLC.com, right?
That's the one.
Awesome. Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into Coral Springs, Florida.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Hope you learned a little something.
Yeah, and that you got a better sense of what makes Coral Springs so special.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
Until next time.
Happy exploring.